Hi guys, so far we have seen the technologies, but let's see them in action. An idea is to educate you, provide you information so that you can understand the different use cases these tools are addressing and what can be used in certain scenarios. Because of the hype around ChatGPT, a lot of people are kind of underplaying or underestimating existing tools like AWS Lex and Google's Dialogflow, which is not right because these tools are addressing different use cases. So when it comes to AI conversational technologies like AWS Lex or Dialogflow, they are meant to do different things. So if you are looking to provide customer service, use them to automate some part of your sales funnel or just use something for your learning or academics requirements, then I think the existing tools like Dialogflow are still going to make sense. Whereas if you are looking for something which can create content for you, create video scripts or just some personal assistant which can answer all kind of questions, then ChatGPT is something you should be using. Now let me show you these tools. So this is my website. I'm using Dialogflow here. So if you see, I'm using it to offer customer service. If you have any question, you can ask Dialogflow or this chatbot and it will answer. But when I say any, it doesn't mean you can ask all kind of questions. Now, please allow me to explain. So if I go to this Dialogflow console, so all these tools are conversational AI. So this is based on Dialogflow. There are other players also like Microsoft's Azure Bot Service or Lex from AWS. These are all conversational AI bots, which essentially mean that these are based on NLP, NLU. They are not AI generative. AI generative is ChatGPT. And I'm going to show you the difference between this generative part. So if I go to Dialogflow console, and whether you are using Azure or AWS Lex, of course, these are coming from different vendors, players, so they have different terminologies, but the core will remain same. And the core is that you have to create that chatbot from scratch. So if I want my chatbot to answer what is business analysis, I have to define this question as well as this response. So let me show you this intent. So in Dialogflow, they call it intent. You can give any name you want. Then you have to specify the training phrases. You can ignore these warnings here. So whatever I want, I can enter here. If I say some gibberish, A, B, C, D, it doesn't care. If I say these are the training phrases and if somebody enters them, give them this response. It doesn't care. And then whenever user enters this, it will provide that response. Now, and this is a disadvantage as well as advantage. Advantage because when you are working for a big company, you want to control the flow of the conversation or the interaction. Now, if you put a chat bot out there, chances are people will ask all kind of questions or they will interact with it the way they want. It also means they can start asking political questions with it. Some time back, Microsoft has put up a Twitter bot on Twitter, and people started asking it all kind of things, and its responses were socially and politically offensive. Microsoft has to withdraw that bot. Similarly, when you are working for a large company, you need to protect your brand and ensure that tools which you use are not harming your company's reputation, brand. So you have to be sensitive to the society. Therefore, you would want to have control on the interaction. And chatbot should only address the purpose it is meant for instead of answering everything under the sun. These tools can be integrated with variety of other technologies to further enhance the experience. So these are essentially backends. You can design end-to-end workflow using these tools. So they are very capable, but meant for different use case. They are not meant where if I haven't trained my chatbot for something, it won't respond to that. And that's where I can use something like default fallback intent. So if I say what is product management, which I haven't added here, it won't know. And then it will simply use the default response, which is coming from default fallback intent. Let me quickly show you what I did here. Dialogflow or most such tools use this model to power these conversational chatbots. Let us take the example of my chatbot, which you saw on my website. I want to help professionals or students prepare for business analyst or product management jobs. I want to answer common questions on these fields through my chatbot. I will create intent for each question. So remember, you need to create intent for every question. Then enter training phrases through which the user can ask those questions, like you saw, what is business analysis, or just business analysis, or any other form, including incorrect spellings. So you need to account for everything. Then I need to enter the response. Now, as far as tool is concerned, there is no correlation between the questions or training phrases and responses. And I can enter an incorrect response, and Dialogflow will return that when prompted. It doesn't care or understand if your answer is right or wrong. This flow is ideal for frequently asked questions or providing answers to handle typical customer service flow. It can only answer those questions or phrases for which it has been trained for. And if it comes across a question it has not been trained for, it will use the default fallback intent. But it is 100% configurable and you can design whatever you want. It can be integrated with external services like Google Cloud or payment APIs to handle different scenarios based on your requirements. Default fallback intent has these responses which inform the user that it couldn't understand the question. There are a bunch of responses. It will randomly select one. You can modify the default fallback intent as well to suit your purpose. One of the biggest disadvantage with Dialogflow or such tool is that you need to be very thorough with the training phrases and intent. So you need to capture every information. So you need to capture all the questions and phrases through which your users can interact with your chatbot to provide optimum response. Moreover, this is usually a iterative process where we look at the history. So Dialogflow will provide you all these analytics and those kind of tools through which you can see what all questions or phrases are being asked, and you can keep updating your chatbot with those. So if you are missing something, so make sure if you are using Dialogflow or such tools, you are going through the logs, analytics, history to identify these scenarios where your chatbot is not able to handle those specific questions. Now, I'm not going to cover Dialogflow in detail here because the scope for this course is to learn ChatGPT, which you can use as a personal assistant. But you need to know these tools also so that if you are looking to design a chatbot for some specific purpose, you can use these based on your use case. All right. See you in the next video.